Hello, I'm Dr. Ross Walker and welcome to the Checkup. Last week we spoke about diabetes and its vascular problems, but this week I'd like to talk about some very elegant but disturbing research that's been done by the Baker Diabetes and Heart Institute in Melbourne, a very well-respected institute at the Alfred Hospital that does some extraordinary research into diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And this looked at the link between diabetes and Alzheimer's disease and cancer. Now, typically we think of diabetes and heart attack and stroke and maybe gangrene and chronic kidney disease, but we don't tend to think about diabetes and Alzheimer's. So let's focus first on Alzheimer's, then we'll talk about cancer. With Alzheimer's disease, what is the link there? Well, the link is, it's my opinion that Alzheimer's disease is caused by two things. Now, Alzheimer's disease is about 60% of the cause of all the dementing illnesses. So Alzheimer's disease is not dementia, it's one form of dementia, but there are other forms of dementia, such as vascular dementia, where you have mini strokes, multiple mini strokes, or a thing called Niemann-Pick's disease, frontotemporal dementia. You can have recurrent blows to your skull. It's called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, another cause of dementia. Excessive alcohol or other drug use can also cause dementia as well. But we're now calling Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes, because basically if you survive your vascular disease as a diabetic without the heart attack stent or a bypass or something else that's taken you off the planet, you may then in your later years, not will, but may get Alzheimer's disease. So what's the link? Well, the first link is the microcirculation in the brain. Anytime there's a chemical reaction in the body, you basically also create a waste product. Now, in the brain, what are your chemical reactions? They're thoughts and emotions. So when you have a thought or an emotion, you have a chemical reaction, but there's a waste product created. And that waste product has to be washed out of the brain. If you have a defective microcirculation, you therefore do not wash out the waste products as efficiently as you should. The other component here is what we call the glymphatic system, which is the immune system in the brain, which works most efficiently at nighttime, washing all the toxins out. But as we get older, the glymphatic system doesn't work as well. So you've got two components there, the microcirculation and the glymphatic system. Now, this research from the Baker Institute showed that in around 2 million people who they studied, those who had type 2 diabetes had a 60% increased risk for Alzheimer's disease as opposed to those who didn't have diabetes. So the strong message here is not to get diabetes in the first place. And although it is a genetic disorder related to the insulin resistance gene, there are many things you can do to prevent diabetes, which we'll talk about in another checkup. That's the checkup. We'll talk more next week.